Hi everyone, Peter here from Flow High Performance, and in this video we will cover the use of supplements to improve body composition. First of all, let's define what exactly a supplement is. If we think of the name itself, supplements are products that are supplemental to the diet. For this video, we are specifically referring to nutritional supplements, not anything pharmacological. Nutritional supplements are basically just concentrated forms of certain nutrients that are found in food. So really we can get all the nutrients we need from food alone, but supplements may help us get higher dosages or fill in gaps that we may miss from our diet. So what role do supplements play in the overall picture of body composition? In reality, all legal supplements won't have much influence on body composition at all. So we should understand that supplements will never have the same impact that the primary nutritional interventions will have, like total daily calorie intake and total daily protein intake. In fact, trainees can achieve significant body composition changes without ever touching a supplement. However, they do potentially have some small benefits for body composition changes, and more so for certain population groups. We will now discuss what supplements can potentially be effective and how they can be implemented into a diet. There are only a few supplements that can potentially have a positive impact on body composition outcomes. The reality is, most supplements don't seem to actually be effective, so we will only be discussing 5 supplements which can potentially be effective for enhancing our body composition. The first supplement on our list is caffeine. Caffeine is a stimulant found in various foods and drinks, but most notably it is prominent in coffee and energy drinks. Caffeine has been shown to enhance performance for almost all forms of exercise. It seems to have the most significant influence on endurance performance, although maximal strength and strength endurance can certainly benefit too. Furthermore, caffeine also has cognitive benefits. Even small doses of caffeine can enhance alertness, focus, and concentration on a task. So how can caffeine be used to enhance body composition? Well, caffeine won't directly impact body composition, but it can enhance lifting performance in the gym. This in turn can help provide a better training stimulus for muscle growth. Research generally suggests that we need dosages of around 3 to 6 milligrams of caffeine per kilogram of body weight to see maximum performance benefits. However, we can see cognitive benefits with doses as low as around 0.5 milligrams per kilogram of body weight. As a practical recommendation, trainees may want to consume a caffeine dose around 1 hour before their training session. This could be done if they have a hard training session or if they are lacking sleep or motivation to train. The dose of caffeine should be dependent on how much they want to be stimulated. A low dose will allow for enhanced concentration on training, while a higher dose will have additional physical performance benefits. However, high doses are not recommended as a regular pre-workout stimulant because it can interfere with sleep, especially if you train later in the day. The second supplement on our list is creatine. Creatine, or more specifically creatine monohydrate, is a compound naturally found in muscle tissue of many different animals. So we actually ingest some creatine when eating meat, chicken, and fish, but the dosages are very low. Furthermore, cooking meat seems to further reduce the creatine content of these foods, making the dosage we ingest from food very low. Creatine supplementation is simply a concentrated powder form of the same creatine. So it is not a special or unique substance, it is just much easier to get the ergogenic doses from supplementation rather than food. So how can creatine positively influence body composition? Once again, creatine won't directly enhance body composition, but it can improve training performance and therefore result in a more hypertrophic stimulus. Creatine is used for energy production during high intensity exercise, although its storage is very limited, and can only really contribute for a few seconds before stores are depleted. When we increase creatine stores through supplementation, it provides us with a greater capacity to use for energy production. Therefore, we are able to sustain high intensity exercise for a longer duration. Creatine has been shown to improve basically all forms of anaerobic activity, including resistance training. It can enhance our maximum strength and strength endurance, allowing us to induce a slightly greater hypertrophic stimulus. Effective creatine supplementation involves consistent intake of between 2 to 10 grams per day, which makes it fairly inconvenient. Trainees cannot just take it for a one-off session and expect to improve performance. It involves a long-term approach to reap the rewards. So basically, trainees must put in a fairly high effort for not much reward, so it is up to the individual if they want to use creatine supplementation. It should also be noted that creatine supplementation is probably going to be more effective in trainees consuming a plant-based diet. This is because some creatine will already be ingested through meat consumption, which means muscle creatine stores will already be somewhat saturated. For trainees who don't consume any or very little meat, they will be ingesting very little creatine, which means that supplementation will have a more significant impact. The next effective supplement on our list is protein supplementation. This refers to any form of concentrated protein such as powders and bars. Protein supplements are not any different to protein from food, they are just a concentrated form without much additional nutrients. So what benefit can protein supplementation have for body composition? The primary benefit is that protein supplements can allow trainees to increase their total daily protein intake. If trainees struggle to consume a high protein diet, supplementation can be an easy and effective way to increase intake. Furthermore, the convenience of protein supplements are a major benefit. It can be a quick and easy way to get a protein feeding in, especially for those who don't have much time to prepare food. And the last primary benefit is that most protein supplements like whey and casein powders are of very high quality, which means they have a high concentration of essential amino acids. As we mentioned in a previous video on this series, we don't know how much of an impact protein quality has on body composition, although it is probably somewhat beneficial to include high quality protein sources in the diet. So from a practical perspective, trainees can use various protein supplements to help increase their total daily protein intake and make protein consumption more convenient. On a related note, the next supplement that can potentially be beneficial is essential amino acid supplements. Essential amino acid supplements are basically just concentrated protein, but they only contain essential amino acids rather than the full spectrum of amino acids that other protein supplements contain. So for most trainees, they can get essential amino acids from other protein sources very easily, including supplementation. This makes this supplement practically useless for these trainees. However, there may be a slight benefit for some trainees. Specifically, we're referring to trainees consuming a primarily plant-based diet with limited animal products. Because plant-based foods generally have a lower concentration of essential amino acids, a small dose of supplementation around the training session may be somewhat useful. This may provide a more anabolic environment, as essential amino acids seem to trigger muscle protein synthesis more significantly than non-essential amino acids. So for trainees with these specific dietary practices, essential amino acid supplementation may be somewhat useful. And the last supplement on our list is carbohydrate supplements. This refers to any form of drink, gel, or powder that provides a dose of fast digesting carbohydrates. Examples include sports drinks like Gatorade and energy gels. These supplements are basically just carbohydrates that are quickly digested and provide readily available glucose in the bloodstream that can be used for energy production immediately. This may allow lifting performance to be of higher quality during hard training sessions. For most training sessions, this probably won't make any difference to performance, but for long sessions where a high volume is performed for a specific muscle group, carbohydrate supplements may allow performance to be sustained for longer. This is because local glycogen stores may become semi-depleted in specific muscle groups, meaning that trainees cannot train at the same intensity as they could at the beginning of the session. Carbohydrate supplementation can provide glucose in the bloodstream to be used immediately for energy production, allowing high-intensity performance to be sustained for longer. For high-volume training sessions, trainees may want to consume around 20 to 50 grams of high glycemic carbohydrates during their training session. Thanks for watching, and hopefully you got something out of this video. Remember to subscribe if you haven't already.